muting everyone or muting me.
I'm muting everybody as they come in. I love you guys, but
Yes.
for first, we're just going to mute it first.
Okay, so that is more of our format this week. So definitely we want to hear your feedback at the end and see if you like this format. But let's do a few of the updates, which Jeremy and I, before everyone came in, we had our very first world tour of luxury bilingual yesterday. Now, Jeremy doesn't speak Spanish and I don't speak Spanish. And we were on there for 3 solid hours with a lot of our country leaders. We call them the CALA region, which is the Dominican Republic, Mexico, that whole region, and Puerto Rico, all through there. We had
Oh my
150
gosh, it was
people
crazy.
online for 3 hours. And so it was a great success.
I tell you what, Carrie, I learned so much from it. I mean, I did. I learned a lot from it, even though I really may go back. I wish I did not sleep through my high school Spanish classes because I thought, man, I would probably get so much more out of this if I didn't, if I understood it. But it was great, and honestly, tons of awesome agent feedback from it, and it's awesome to hear from luxury agents that are wanting to get better at what they're doing across, the globe, which I loved it.
Yes. So yes, so kudos to that. We do have a recording for our members if you're interested in hearing it. Definitely put in the chat if you speak Spanish. We would love to see that.
Absolutely.
And I'm with you, Jeremy. I know enough to be dangerous, but I did understand a lot of it. So it
It
was
was
great.
cool.
I can listen to it better than I can say it. Yes. Okay, so we've got Montreal coming up in April. I can't believe we're already end of quarter 1. So this will be great of the topic we're talking about today as we're preparing to have, where you are, more take assessment of where you are right now and how we can dominate throughout the year. eXp Con Montreal, it's very excited to be there. We will be doing a luxury certification there. We will be having some luxury events. So you should be receiving those as your member updates. And then we just recap, and we've got slides breaking this down, Jeremy. So if we want to
Absolutely.
next one,
Yep.
they're easier to see what's
So here's
coming up.
this next one, guys, is our concierge service. I don't know if you heard about this. It's probably in one of your emails that sometimes get lost in your email. I don't know about you, but I'm that way sometimes. And so we've officially launched our Canva concierge service. So what this means is if you don't have time to go in and create your marketing like you want in Canva, because everything's in Canva now, all our resources, everything, all our templates, all that stuff's in our Canva file now, our enterprise edition. And so we can hire us and we will do the work for you. So, like, if you want flyers, business cards, pro shop, whatever, your new listing presentations, all that stuff. If you go into the luxury dashboard, guys, scroll the bottom, you'll see the concierge services down there. So just click into it, learn about what they have. We're just pretty excited about being able to offer this. So instead of you going out trying to find a VA that's going to do all this stuff for you, we offer that to our members as a concierge option. So great options there. Next part, this is you, Carrie. This is
Yes.
exciting.
Well, I am so excited about our ambassador program. We have amazing ambassadors here in the United States, and any of those that are in the Zoom, let Jeremy know. We would love to hear from you on here. But we are also expanding into the international and Canada market with our ambassadors as we are growing our luxury community globally. And so many of you may know Lee. She is amazing. She is from Australia, the down under. She goes to all of the eXp cons. I got to see her in person in Miami. We'll get to see her again in Barcelona. So we're
So
excited to
if there's
her.
any ambassadors on this chat, guys, feel free to drop in the chat so we can bring you guys up and make you part of the conversation today because I want to make sure that happens because you guys are amazing and honestly, guys, there you can we'll find. I'll tell you what. I'll find the slide to give to you guys that has all the ambassadors and all that stuff on it. So that way, you guys, if you have questions, you can find an ambassador in your area and you can ask them questions. They'll be glad to help you. That we've seen that happen way too often, and that's what they're value. I mean, they're amazing. So big request there. Social
Yeah.
media request, please. Please, I don't think the slide's still being worked on here, but it is please submit your requests. Okay. You do that inside the luxury portal. So go in the dashboard, you'll see on the main page, you'll see submit requests. We want to hear from you. We want to, when you have high-end properties, when you have stuff that you think you're doing amazing, like if you're hosting a local luxury event, if you're doing any of that stuff, we want to know about it so we can either highlight it or collaborate on social media with you to get you some more exposure if we can. So be sure to reach out to us and share that with us. This is every week, every month, right? Janie, we all know Janie. She's a superstar. And the content she provides is awesome. So the
Yes.
second Wednesday of every month, go ahead and put it on your calendar. This is one that you can actually invite other agents to this one, right? And she shares how she evolves luxury. She shares tips and strategies and resources to help you guys. So this is a event the second Wednesday of every month. I think it's at 1 p.m. Eastern time every single month. We want to put that in your calendar.
Great.
Fourth Wednesday. Oh, this is Carrie. This is the one. This is your
Well,
thing.
okay, so both of these, Janie's and the luxury legends and leaders, those are what we call open. Any agent from any company can come and join those. We have just started these, as you know, the luxury legends and leaders. It is streamed on YouTube, and we're going to try to be streaming it in other places, right, Jeremy?
Well, we're going to be getting on at least Facebook for sure, and we're trying on Instagram this week, and hopefully, it's funny. These large companies, they don't make it easy to stream from platforms sometimes. So we're going to figure it out, and we're going to get it up and going for everybody to see on multiple places, and really kind of highlight, what eXp Luxury offers, and the value we provide. So absolutely love that. Let's go next. Oh, this pretty much, Carrie, this takes us into today's session. So here's the deal, guys. We want your input here. This is not let me sit back and get on my phone and just chat. I've got a fly in here. Sit and chat, about anything and everything. We want you to chat about what we're talking about here. And that means I want to see some hand raised today. I want to see some input today. Let us talk about what you're doing so we can help learn what you're doing and share with everybody else. And so, all right, Carrie, crafting that luxury brand identity. How important is this thing?
Well, this to me is my favorite thing, because to me, if you do not have this right in your branding and how you are really portraying who you are to the world, how can you grow your luxury business? And you think we've got so many ways now to put your brand out there, especially through social media. But I think every little detail of what you're doing matters. So Jeremy has done a great job of really nailing down these questions. And we actually do have you a workbook at the end that we're going to open up to give you even more information. But like he said, we want to hear from you. We're going to open these questions up. Raise your hands. Let's do a true mastermind and network with each other, because you're not only going to hear tips from me and Jeremy, but you're going to hear from each of you that are maybe having success, or maybe you have a challenge out there with it, because we talk about it like it's so easy. It's very hard to have a personal brand. I've been fortunate enough to get to hear a lot of amazing speakers lately, from Tom Ferry to Ed Mylett to all of these Renee Rodriguez, and it always comes down to what are you putting out there. But if you don't have that brand already, then is your social media really working? Are those videos working? Because everything you do still starts at the basis of the brand. So let's
So, Carrie, there's a couple of questions that came in. I think they'd be solid
Sure.
to talk about. So
Sure.
the first one it says from Fred. Fred, you're awesome. It says, if I'm working to break into luxury, right, do I maintain a current brand and a social look, right, and run luxury as a secondary brand, right? Or do I just flip over and make everything luxury and get that feel going? So what's
Right.
your thoughts on that, Carrie? Because we hear that a lot.
No, I think that's a great way to kick it off. For me, I want to hear other opinions. So
Please raise your hand, guys, right now, and we'll bring you on.
For me, I went all in on luxury. Now, if you've heard my story, I claimed, and let's say half of what our job is what you put out to the world over and over and over. That's what they believe, right? I mean, if you go to Chat GPT right now and you say, who are you? Chat GPT will have a profile on you, correct?
They
And
do.
if it's not the profile that you want it to say, then, we need to work on ourselves. Does that make sense? So, what do you want to be known as? I sold other properties. I did. I didn't sell I mean, that was my target. But remember my stories when I started over in Nashville, Tennessee, I started over. I didn't know anyone. Now, I went to Nashville claiming I was a luxury agent. Through that time, I have improved my brand year after year. Now, 20 years into it, I'm still improving my brand. So the question, Fred, is if you want to be luxury, it doesn't matter to me that you are selling other things. Those people will still be attracted to you as well, right? I mean, they still will want the best. I mean, a $350,000 home or price point, they still want the best. And maybe your market's 1 million, 2 million, 3 million. We still, I mean, for me, I wanted everything, right? So my answer is brand it what you're comfortable with, and that really will make a difference out in the marketplace.
I love it. Kevin says, he has never done a luxury property yet, but he's branding himself as a luxury agent. And that's where to start, guys. You guys have heard the part about, niching down. And many agents say, oh, don't do it. Don't do it. I'm like, guys, no, you got to do it because you're not excluding people. You're actually improving your brand authority when it comes to luxury because what you're doing is you're saying, I am this and I can help you solve this problem. And you're basically reaching out to those people you want to work with, right? You're basically saying, hey, this is who I want to work with. And that's who's going to be attracted to you. Because I'll be honest with you, if you don't brand yourself as a luxury agent and you want to as a luxury agent, that you're going to be you're on a long road ahead of you. Okay. Because you have to put that authority and put that stamp on there, right? And that's the big deal. Tony, you're saying who determines the how, right? I love that. How brand image should be downstream to who you serve. That's true.
Yes. And I want to comment on one thing. Marie just put in here, luxury is the quality of service. I say that over and over. It is more about service than price point. So thank you for saying
Love
that. And
that.
if you are putting out there, do you think of a personal brand? Like, is there one that you can think of that you're like, ooh, I really like her brand? It's one that does to me exude luxury, but it also exudes expertise and mastery in the market. And part of that brand, and how do you do that? How do you put out that you are the expert in that market? Well, that's when your brand meets your messaging. And that's what's so important to really, to me, be that expert. Then they're trusting that you can provide that service as we're talking
And
about.
this is the power of masterminds, guys. I know Lisa just put this in here. She'd love to have some kind of like I love how she's meant it, EXP luxury agent roadmap. I love that. And so I put in my notepad to talk to the team this Friday about developing a EXP luxury roadmap. It'll be more of a checklist, right? So it'll be a checklist with some information on how to change that or how to update that. And that could be Facebook, that could be Instagram, that could be, your presentation, which we're going to talk about today, right? That's what that all means. So I love that. And that's the power of these masterminds, guys. It's coming up with ideas that will improve the overall, luxury membership. And so thank you for that. I love you, Mark. Or is it Mark? Mark, you put in here, you can't be truly known as a luxury agent in your market if you only drip your toes in it. It's true. That's a great way to put it, right? And
Yeah.
I love that. Thank you guys so much for the comments because that gets me excited. Is some of you guys are agreeing that saying in here, I agree, go all in luxury. So hopefully that answers your question a little bit on what we all feel about what the next steps could be. Right now, everybody's different, right? And you may want to slow into it, but I am just one of those guys that's going to always tell you, go head first, hit some brick walls, and then you'll break through them. And that's just how I've always felt about, getting that brand identity out there so people talk about you, right? That's what we want.
And
All right.
Jeremy, we do have Rob Edwards. He's in the audience. If we want to bring him
Let
up,
me bring Rob up. Where
say a
is he?
few words.
Good old Rob. Let me find you real quick. Make a co-host.
Put me on the spot. Go
Put you
ahead.
on the spot, man. That's how we do.
Good morning. Nice to see you
Good
both.
morning, Rob. How are you?
I'm good. I haven't talked to you in a few months. Nice to see you.
I know.
Now,
You're
Rob, what marketplace are you in, buddy?
I'm in San Francisco.
San
So,
Fran.
so San Francisco is loaded down with other luxury agents, right? They're there. What are some things, Rob, you're doing to like, all right, what can I do to stand out a little bit more?
Um, I think from especially an agent attraction angle, um, I have been talking to agents who are number two or number three in their neighborhood and bringing them towards me
I
and then
love
bringing
that.
them towards each other so that when their volume is combined, they're now number one.
See,
So
that's a cool idea to me.
how
Is
how great, yeah, how great would it be to have to be able to stand on a stage some point 9 months from now and say EXP has the number one agent in North Beach, Pack Heights, Nob Hill, the Marina, wherever, right?
and by the
Woohoo.
way, they're part of my network, right? That's a cool thing to say too.
But that, I mean, I know I took us totally into the agent
No, I
attraction
love it though. Great.
angle,
I love it.
but that's what
Guys,
I'm up to.
what Rob brought up, guys, is something we want to think about. So when you're bringing that becoming that brand identity, right? That luxury brand identity, attraction is part of it, right? And so we want other, not just clients. Yeah, that's huge because that brings in the dollars, right? But also we want to attract those other luxury agents going, what the crap is Rob doing, right? What's going on there? Like, how can I be part of that? Because
Yeah.
agents, we always want something we don't have, right? And so if we can present something they don't have, win-win. Yeah, Rob, you have something else?
I masterminded around this with a few other people that you know, and in the urban markets where Sotheby's and Compass dominate, pulling people away from there has been a little challenging. It's not our strong suit, but I'm making it our strong suit.
I
Like,
disagree, Rob. I think we're winning in that. It is tough. I mean, we're not. I loved what Leo said with this. Are we everybody's jam? No, we're not. But if we even got 10% of the marketplace, look at what we would get. And where I said I disagree because I had to, because we have success stories
Well,
of
here's the part.
Compass out. We
What
beat
Rob is
them.
doing.
Right.
What Rob is doing is making us be successful, right? So, like, that's what I love is we're seeing this trend start to happen, that we are seeing the marketplace start shifting a little bit, right? Where Sotheby's was woo, now we've got 4 or 5 EXP luxury agents starting to dominate these certain areas, and that's what gets me excited. Is we're seeing that shift a little bit, right? I mean, we all know when that needle starts shifting, it sometimes shifts really fast once it gets start going, and that's what I love. And so, Rob, I think that's great. Is focusing on the people.
And we do. We love how you are expanding eXp luxury in your San Francisco market, which is known for luxury, is it not? I mean, wow.
I love it.
I do want to hit on one thing, this personal brand storytelling. I didn't want to skip over that. How to position yourself as the go-to luxury expert. I think it's amazing when you go tell a story. Isn't that what, we're all about? That's really, and how many times have you seen an agent come back around and do that? I haven't reached out enough. Let me go retell my story. So if you're out there thinking, how can I position myself? I think authenticity is number one. I think
Great.
it's when you go back to your database or you go back to social media and you say, this is my story. And maybe your story is, I've been in real estate how many years? Maybe it's 2 years, 5 years, 10 years. I don't know. Whatever your story is, but now I've upped my game. I am now eXp luxury or whatever else you can put on that. And I am going after it. When people get behind your story, to me, it's powerful. So if you haven't done this in a while, I would put this on a major action list because I think it's just powerful. Does anybody have stories about that, or put in the chat any success stories with
So
going out and really telling your brand again?
if you've got an action item from this workshop so far, here's your action item. Ready? Create a 30-second to 1 minute video that clearly identifies and tells people what you do, right? And who you serve. and what problem you serve, right? What problem you help with. That's a huge deal. Put it as a feature video on your YouTube channel. You guys know you can feature a video on your Facebook page. You can pin it to the top, right? So anybody that visits it, that's the video they see. You can put it in as email signature. Put a link to a video in your email signature. It says "Learn more about me." It goes to your YouTube channel. It's a video, guys, that gets seen thousands of times. That makes a big impact, right? It's huge. So make that part of your brand, that you're going to accomplish in the next 30 days, right? Create a quick video. It doesn't have to be perfect. Let me just be honest with you. It just has to be out there, right? Be personal with people. I absolutely love that. All right, Carrie, next topic. We're going to shift gears. Then we'll bring them up. So marketing strategies for high net worth clients. Let's hear it, guys. You can drop in the chat. That's fine. If you don't want to unmute, that's fine with me as well. But in the chat, put in some marketing strategies that you're working on or ones that maybe have been great for you for getting those high net worth clients, right? Because it is different, right? It's a different feel. It's not just a bake sale, right? To me, it's getting where they are. And so what are we doing to provide those things every single day to these high net worth clients? And Carrie, you do tons of networking events and you do tons of strategies for reaching those clients, especially because you've heard your story so many times where you went to a certain area. Was it Nashville, right? You went to Nashville and when you first started in luxury, you didn't know anybody. And so what were those baby steps that you took to say, okay, what can we do to get out there a little bit more?
Well, a lot of you are putting in great tips.
I love that.
Doing like you said, getting access to luxury events. But one of the things that I think you were setting up for me to talk about, Jeremy, is how can you control the scenario here? And that was when, for me in Nashville, I started, and I did this for 10 years straight, was the Wind Down Wednesday. And, when I started it, now at the end, if you go back to my social media and see some of the pictures, I had 50 to 100 people, and it was, these amazing events. But it didn't start that way. It started with me scrounging around of how we were going to pay for it, and B, how many, and I don't know why I was so worried, because only 3 to 5 people even showed up. But I built it over time through consistency.
I love it.
You think about marketing strategies, no one was doing that. I was the only one. The success came through consistency and time. And then it was part of my social media story. So then it looked like, this is my team. I'm an expert. This is luxury. Look at what she's doing. So I think you all are naming some amazing.
Man, I'm reading through these. I'm like, guys, these are highlights here, right? So like Bambi put, find someone to recommend you, right? Share our story with auxiliary people. That means find someone that's going to blow you up without having to pay them to blow you up. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
Find that person that says, wow, Jeremy's awesome, or Carrie's awesome, or Bambi's awesome, right? That's what we want. So I know Bambi put that in there. And Bambi, do you have something to share on that? Because that's awesome, by the way.
Yes. Actually, I was introduced to a really high-end builder, and when I started telling him what we offer for eXp Luxury, he said, wow, I had no idea. That's really amazing. Well, I know I'm going to list with you when I sell my house. Well, a week later, he called and said, well, one of my clients that I built for a couple of years ago is going to sell their house, and I want to introduce you.
Love that.
So he introduced me, and I was up against 3 other agents, and I got it because Andy was telling the guy
pushing
how
you. He's like, hey,
I was.
This is all. I love that.
You can't toot your own horn that much and have people listen.
It's right.
Somebody else is tooting for you.
It's not as powerful, Bambi, if I go up there and say, by the way, I am amazing. Or if Carrie comes up before me and says, by the way, Jeremy, he's a pretty good rock star, right? It means more. So Bambi, guys, she just laid out an amazing strategy. If you're not reached out to your local builders that are building those custom luxury homes, here's the deal. They may already have somebody, but guess what? You could be better than what they already have. So why not take the opportunity to try, right? I can't remember the baseball terminology, but like you strike out every time you don't try. And I'm like, you gotta at least try. And so that's a great tip. Thank you, Bambi, for sharing that. I love that.
you.
I love the donate to galas, golf tourneys. Put your name out there, right, on those sign up sheets. All right, I love that. I've been mailing to eXp Luxury Marketing presentations, expired listings. I think that's a genius idea, and I still push it every time I talk to an agent because
Yes.
you're going to get somebody. Will it take some time? Maybe, but we're trying to get that. We're always trying to find that right timing for luxury, right? And you're going to hit them at that right time at some point in time, and you'll never know until you try. Love the
Not
story.
you honking at the people.
That's what I was looking for, Amber. Thank you for that. She says you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. That's
Yes, that's
the
it.
terminology I was looking for. So thank you for that.
I would give a tip on these are just amazing ideas if you're reading through the chats, and these things do work. The one thing I would recommend everyone do is make sure that you capture is not just giving. I know I spent some in my early years, I wasted money by not really calculating the return that I could get. Is there an email list that you can get if you do a donation somewhere? Is there some sort of call to action, if that makes sense? And now I'm all about giving. If you're doing it for just
to do it.
Yes, do that. But if you're doing it for business, I think so many times as realtors, we do stuff with our heart means, well, but we don't get the return on it. So I would say on all of these things, make sure, because I get a lot of agents that say, well, I'm doing this, but I don't get anything for it. Now, there is a difference in branding.
Yep.
And prospecting. So it's like, when you see billboards, I mean, why does Coca-Cola, the biggest brand in the world, still market? Well, they market because that brand's still out there. So you do have that. But if you are looking for those immediate returns, a billboard brands you, but it doesn't necessarily drive that traffic as much as one would think, but it does help your brand. So maybe look at it that way. Branding and prospecting are two different.
I think, Carrie, whatever you're doing in your business, right, you have to figure out if you're going to get a positive ROI out of it. And
Right.
that could mean make sure, everybody that visits your open house, they have a place to get their information, right? That's just simple stuff. But we want to make sure you're capturing, but you're also taking the opportunity for every lead you get and capitalize on it, right? We want to make sure you get the most out of every single dollar you spent. And that's how you really kind of build your business to a place that makes sense for you. All right, switching topic because we're running out of time today, is listing presentations. So this is one, guys, that I'm telling you, we have the market on it. I'm just going to be honest with you.
Yes.
I have sat through Sotheby's. I've sat through Ingalls and Volker. I've sat through probably as many luxury presentations as I care to admit. And I'm telling you right now, the value that we provide as eXp luxury agents, the marketing push, right? The names that we can drop. I'm just going to be honest with you. That the names of the publications that you can get put into, right? That is huge. And these high net worth clients, they recognize it, and it automatically hopefully bring you to that top level of if you're coming up against these other agents. Because most of the other agents, they suck at presenting. I'm just going to be honest with you. They just don't. They just say, hey, you should hire me. And that's about it. But if you come in with stuff, come in with power, it makes a difference.
Well, I do want to say, I saw somewhere on the chat, we do have some new members that are with us, and welcome if you are new to eXp Luxury. Our presentation creator is just fabulous. I've tested it, with I've gone on listing presentations with agents with it to test it. I have gone against Compass to test it. I have presented it to different lenders, title people, and I was so excited and I couldn't wait to share this. Just last week, I sent it to a lender that wanted to see it, and their first words, I am not making this up. They said, this is better than Compass. And I said, not only that, the ease of what it does. So I'm very excited about ours. I see it's absolutely fantastic. fantastic. Thanks, Beth. It is definitely, I know you all must be using them, but then think about how the different ways we can use them. We've got the video makers. You've got the hardback book you could do. You've got different formats. You can have that printed and stand out in your marketplace. And then, of course, we have all the digital. So now we want to hear back from you, success stories on our listing presentation.
Or what are you doing to enhance what we already provide, right?
Yeah.
Because there has to be a personal value in with the presentation, right? Because we know along the presentation is just, it might sell it to them, but what value are you adding to that presentation to say, this is why this is why I am the agent for you. What are you adding in there to it? And that could be, an example. I've definitely put your testimonies in there, right? You should have a really nice, this is just some stuff I've worked on with agents. I've seen a nice luxury page that has your testimonials on it. Maybe the past 4 or 5 stories, like Carrie mentioned earlier, right? Of success stories. Put a page in there of some luxury homes maybe that you've worked with, or maybe maybe you were the buyer side of it, right? Put in there some success stories. If nothing else, put in success stories of other luxury eXp agents. Right? This is the power that we can provide. So you can just say eXp Luxury sold this property for this.
Right. And I do like that when you just said the storytelling, when I go in to help somebody, I say it with such conviction because I do mean it. I tell the truth of my story. And, it's why did you choose eXp Luxury? And if you can tell that in conviction to your seller, and you're convicted of why you've chosen here, then they will feel confident in choosing you. My story is to a seller is, I've spent 20 years in this business. I was very careful what brokerage I was going to put my name with when it comes to luxury real estate. And I've chosen the best, eXp Luxury. So they're like, okay, I want to join, so I think it's also how we tell our story within that presentation. And Jeremy, you hit on it, is make it personal. You own that presentation, and you will see better results when it comes into getting those listings.
And honestly, guys, the presentation itself is, and I think you, Jim, I'm so glad you could join us, Jim. I saw him, he's taking the training class today. Love that, Jim. But this presentation, guys, just in your head, pull out your presentation. Like, here's what I do this at least once a quarter, right? You pull out your presentation, like, this is my presentation. If you're not happy with it, just edit it. Make it feel like you. Right? What's the personal touches you can add to it? I think that's the game changer. And I'll give you some tips. If you don't have that, you use AI in your home buying journeys, right? That could be you using AI to write a property description. You don't have to tell them that, but you are using AI to help get their property sold at a high dollar amount. That's the power of it. So people, like I talk to them all the time. I talked to a doctor, I had a great conversation with a doctor the other day that he was getting ready to list his home. And he was saying that his agent told him you're going to use AI to grow, to get more opportunities to, people come in. And I was like, yeah, probably the agent's going to use AI to write the property description. I didn't tell him that, but in my head, I'm thinking that, and it's okay. That's okay, because we are using AI to get a better higher end property. We just got to use those keywords that these sellers are going to recognize, right? Does it seem a little deceitful? No, to me, it's not, because we are using AI, right? We are. All right, keep on going, guys. This is awesome. If you have any success stories in the presentation, feel free to drop in the chat, and we'll highlight you, bring it up. I talk to agents all the time that say, Jeremy, wow, it won the it won the listing for me. And I was like, that's awesome. Keep using it. All right, next slide. This is a good one. Building influence and credibility, which is huge in the luxury market, right? How do we do this? What does that look like? And every market could be a little different depending where you are.
Yes. Does anybody have any raised hands? Not all.
And just drop in the chat too, guys, because this is great, because we're seeing so much content in here that's coming out of this thing, and that's really the power of it. So, like in the highlights here on the notes, we've got getting featured in luxury publications and PR strategies. You guys know that sometimes that is not as hard as that sounds. Okay, like
Yes, and there's so many opportunities even within. Well, you see us, we're begging all the time for send us social media. We want to promote you. So there's definite ways to get in, but I do want to touch base on, it's collaborating with high-end brands, but it's also collaborating with the lenders. Think of
Oh,
the
yeah.
lenders. They have great programs. They're being taught as realtors are. Those are those lenders that put tons of time into their social media, and they're going out to try to find agents. So really partnering with them. I mean, one of my success stories, and I'm still with her today, and I do a radio show. I met her in 2011.
Wow.
She was a lender with a radio show that had been going for 10 years. Now she's done it for 20 plus years. She brought me on her radio show when no one even knew, who Carrie Zier was in Nashville, Tennessee. So, but I started with her. So was that a way to build my influence and credibility?
Now, Carrie, was that a paid gig?
No, she paid me to go
Love
on
that.
her show. Yeah, I didn't pay. And so it was there are ways to do it, as Jeremy said, on a budget. I did not pay for that opportunity. Now, my value to her was to, bring agents to her to help, do that, which was what I was able to do. So, if you've got the business, if there's a way for you to network with certain people like that, maybe they don't have a radio show. Maybe they just have a big following on Instagram. Maybe you could do Instagram lives together, but there's ways to get in your market and really build that influence.
I call it, Carrie, I'm going to bring Miss Roke up in just a second, but hold on a second. So I call it borrowed influence, right? So for example, I think in April or May, I can't remember when it is, I've already worked with three luxury agents. What they're going to be doing is interviewing people in their area. And basically, it has nothing to do with real estate. I love it because they're going to be interviewing people that are making a difference in their community. That's the thought process. And so they're going to be doing web shows. And what's cool about this is they're already seeing some of the guests they're bringing on. And one of them is a very high-end doctor in the area, and he's going to be sharing stories about the community he works with. He's already brought on as a philanthropist guy that basically he has a lot of money. He just basically gives it out to donations all the time, and he's going to bring him on and talk about it. Can you imagine the power that influence is going to bring? And if they share that out with their people, I mean, it's a game changer. So borrowed influence is huge.
Yes.
All right, Miss Roca, what you got going on?
Yes. Hi, Jeremy. Hi, Carrie. Thank you
Hey,
for
hey.
being here today and helping us along the way. I am looking at my the Canva and my other monitor here,
Yep.
and there are two. I know that this has come up before with eXp luxury folders.
Yep.
There's a new one from 2 days ago with 24 items. Is that the updated folder?
So anything that's brand new that comes out, it should be the new updated versions. I'll double check and put it in my notepad. But what we're doing is we're going back through, and my team is working hard on this. They're going back through the past year, 2 years of content, and they're saying, all right, what has changed? What do we need to update? And so anytime you see a new folder in your Canva, typically it is the updated version.
Got it.
Yep.
I wanted to make sure. 'Cause the
Absolutely.
other one says read only, so that definitely is not the one. Okay.
Probably not it.
Another thing is I'm trying to organize my first event, but I want to make it luxury. My previous event was just before luxury. This is going to be my first luxury, and I want it to be a vision boarding event. It's growing
cool.
popularity in this area, and I wanted to do it nice that represents the brand. What are some things that you can do as giveaways? That you can provide as giveaways that are good with the brand, that match,
I love
that
that.
are not tacky, I want to say.
Yeah, I've got a few of my heads. So I'm thinking, here's the deal. Find those luxury vendors. And I'm a local guy. Okay. So I believe in partnering with local people. So if you have like a leatherworks place or like a place that has those higher end products, and I'll be honest with you, I've got tons of products for free by walking in and saying, hey, where's the owner? Is the owner here? And the owner comes out. typically, and I say, here's the deal. Hey, I'm getting ready to put on an amazing luxury event for a whole bunch of people, and I'm looking for a product that I could possibly give away at it. And we'll be glad to feature your business, feature what you offer. And 90% of the time, they give me something. I had a guy that gave me a $350 cowboy hat. I'm Kentucky guy, so just bear with me. He gave me a
I
$350
love those.
cowboy hat, and it was high end, and it was super nice. And he gave it to me and said, please give it away, to your luxury people. But there's Tiffany gifts that are pretty cheap, like pretty cheap Tiffany gifts we offer, I think, through our member portal. It's like,
Oh, yes.
you've
Okay.
seen that. And so that's a great option to kind of do that. Carrie, what else have you done? Like wine bottles? I mean, I don't know.
Well, I mean, so you're saying giveaway. For me, I did everything around my brand. So my brand was sports and entertainment. So I would give what? I would do jerseys
Love
or
that.
those sort of things.
Ah, nice.
Always stayed on brand and didn't do just a random gift. If I did a random gift, I built a network. I want you to think of that. Like you are your entrepreneur. So everything you do, either you're promoting someone that is going to promote you. So maybe that is, think of if you're trying to do a luxury brand, right? Think of jewelry stores. Think of,
That's a great idea.
restaurants. So I'm going to promote you. I'm going to eat here. I'm going to bring my social media crew here. We're going to talk. I mean, this isn't what I did, but a lot of agents have done this successfully and then gift certificates from there. But for me personally, I stayed on point for my brand and I did everything sports and entertainment.
So find your
And
niche.
did you, I'm sorry, go ahead, Jeremy.
I was just saying, just find what that niche is for you and try to niche into that a little bit. And so, for us in Kentucky, we're a horse farm. That's luxury here, by the way. When you have, a $3 to $5 million horse farm, that's luxury. But who are we attracting, right? We're attracting those horse industry, horse racing. We've got the Keeneland here. We've got, the major racetrack in Louisville, right? Churchill Downs. We have all this stuff that we could focus in on to be higher end for us. But you have to figure out what that is in
You
your
have the
market.
rodeo too, don't you?
Oh, we got
Do you
rodeo
have
coming in town. We got all kinds of stuff. But I'm just saying, find what that niche is that makes sense for you and push into that.
And do
Yes.
you use Eventbrite, and do you usually charge for your events?
That's a good question, Carrie.
For
Because
me,
Eventbrite is popular, but I don't know
Yeah.
whether to charge because I'm going to be providing the
Sure.
the supplies and all that good stuff. Or do I partner up with a vendor who it'll be my first time doing that,
Good for
and
you.
that we provide everything for free and make it a free event.
What we've done to get most successful, and I've seen them helping, is you get a vendor, you get 2 or 3 vendors, right? So, hey, let's leverage the marketing a little bit. So find what vendor would be beneficial. So, like for example, if they provide the food, that could be $1,000 or whatever. Hey, here's the deal. If you could provide 80%, provide 100%, I'll find another vendor to provide information. And work together to create this really nice event it'd be awesome to 100% pay for, right? But if you have to come out a little bit on it, okay. But if you can get it all paid for by these lenders and by these other business owners and vendors, they're willing to do it, because I have seen business owners drop a heavy dime, right, on any kind of exposure. But you have to give them the opportunity and set the what's it called, expectations up front for those business owners. Say, hey, here's what we're looking to build. Would you like to be a part of it? Here's what it would cost to be a part of it, and move on, right? If they say no, move on to your next option.
And the
Okay,
other thing
sounds
is,
good.
if you opened it up for free for everyone, but have a VIP, and then the VIPs pretty much also, if say your sponsors, as Jeremy says, didn't get it all paid for, do a VIP section before, and they get pictures or a lunch or something like that, they'll pay extra.
Yeah.
But I do like to open everything up for
At least the first couple of times you do it, right? Because you're trying to get this exposure, trying to get this brand recognition out there. But I think it's fantastic. Keep chugging along.
One last thing, just for the audience, all the members, participants, is these taking your listing and doing an event there that's incredible. Think of how that wins on all levels. You made your seller happy. You're making a splash in your community. One of our ambassadors, I don't know if he's on here, Nathan Abbott, just did an amazing event in the Destin area and are on 30A, and he had 77 people there. It was absolutely luxurious, and it was on one of his beachfront waterfront properties. Think of the splash that he made. I mean, he connected with other realtors. I mean, it just, you know, he did the social media, he did everything absolutely on point, and that spreads our eXp luxury. It helps him. So think of those ways, and like I said, it helps everything.
Tell you what, there's also a little side note you could do. I had an agent that accomplished this very well. I think I feel like they're in the Miami Beach area, but they were going after these expired luxury properties. And their first message, I think they sent a letter actually, as soon as the listing went expired, they actually sent a letter to them and said, this is what I would love to do for you, you know, to get you more exposure for that property that didn't sell. And literally part of it was an event. Part of it was like all kinds of little stuff they could do different than what the other person didn't do. And it does make a difference, right? So, by the way, I'm just going to highlight Penny in here. Penny, I love the stuff you put in here. She says she highlighted an event. I'm going to try to find it real quick. Where'd it go? I lost it. Dang it, you guys chat. Okay, here it is. So I partnered with Bull and Branch to put in an event, how to create a luxury bedroom, and gave away Bull and Branch beach towels to everyone. Amazing.
It's a great
That's
idea.
huge.
Yes.
You know, and I think that's what you're looking for. I love the fact that Penny also put in here. They also provide an incredible, or provide a videographer and a social media person. That's huge, right? That's stuff that you can do to bring people in. I saw another one that actually did a luxury photo session for, now this is an attraction piece for other agents, but they, at their luxury property they got listed, the seller actually let them host an event at the property. They were already out or whatever, and host them into the property, and they brought other agents in for a luxury photo session. And it was awesome. They got to talk to like 40 luxury agents that day, and ended up 2 of them joined the team like in 30 days. And so I thought that was pretty cool. All right. Love this. Building influence. We've got 10 minutes left, Carrie, and I got a lot of slides left, so we're not going to cover it all, but we're going to keep chugging along.
All right, let's go.
Last one, and before we talk about our guide real quick, guys.
Jeremy, I
So
have a
how the
question,
heck,
Jeremy.
let me mute some people. I'm sorry. I love you guys, but you still get muted. Okay. So how do we leverage the luxury brand, right? We've got so many tools, so many assets, so much stuff. You start small. And Carrie, I know you probably got better ideas for this, but for me,
Yeah, you're great.
start small. Start, you know, your social media profile needs to be updated. Done, right? Check it off. Your presentation letter, your letter that goes with your presentation. Okay, done. Check it off, right? This is not a, hey, I'm going to do it all in 20 days and be done. This is I'm going to work on it for years to come and make this thing better and better every single day. That's the way I feel about it. Carrie, any thoughts on the luxury brand?
Well, it's just, and pour into what we have. I mean, there's so much here that you can take what you're already using, but you know, this is a beautiful brand. You know, it's widely loved. I mean, when I present this even to our global partners, I mean, they love it. They love this brand. And that's why we're so careful on how we're growing, that it's truly seen around the world as, you know, this exquisite brand. And we need all of you. When we're all working together and out there doing it properly, it grows our community within eXp Luxury. But yes, to me, do not be overwhelmed. If you do have questions, we are here. And I know that we have some new people in here. Jeremy, we need to tell them how to get help, how to get support. If you'll do that. And then, but we are here today really talking about the overall of how you can use this and maximize it in your business and building your brand.
So a couple ways, guys, just on the support side, if you guys need questions about that kind of stuff, I believe the email is actually support@expluxury.com. You can email that support email, and it comes directly to our team, and we get back to you as soon as possible on it. And then there's also a way, if you log into the luxury dashboard, there is a support option there as well. Just look on the bottom left, it'll say support. You click on it, and our team helps you. That's kind of the easiest ways to get access to it. But we'd love to help you. I saw somebody asking about their first time listing. Feel free to, I'll tell you what I'll do is I'm going to screenshot your name real quick. Is it Cynthia? I'm going to reach out to you via Workplace here in just a minute. And that way try to help you get that first listing up and just kind of walk you through it. I'll touch you with like Janelle or somebody, and we'll get you one-on-one with it. Okay. Okay. Charlie says luxury dashboard down. I will check on it, Charlie. Thanks for double checking. Thanks for letting me know. I'll check on it, see what's going on with it with the team. Okay, let's last thing, guys. We did provide you a resource. Okay, so let me bring that up real quick. You guys can grab the resource by taking your phone out and scanning this code. I'll tell you what I'll do is I'll actually put the link to it. Let me see if I can
In
do
the
that.
chat.
Yep,
Yes.
let me grab the link to this real quick, guys. I think I can do it this way. Share, copy link. There we go. And I'm just going to drop this link in the chat so you can directly get it. This is a doc that we've worked on for a while, guys. A workbook, basically, that we've worked on for a while that I think it would be very beneficial for you at least to print off and kind of look through it. And so this is what we believe is the steps to take, guys, to help you kind of identify your luxury brand and just improve it, right? So what defines a luxury brand? Answer these questions. Like literally take out a piece of paper, right? Or I'm a tap guy. So, type out what these answers are for you. And then define your new unique brand. What makes you unique? And there's 3 questions that go along with that to kind of help you define that. And then I'm a checklist guy, right? Every morning I have a checklist of 12 things. And by the end of the day, I've got 60 things on my checklist that I can't get all accomplished. But, there's at least a checklist going. And so make sure you're marking this stuff off. Professional, high-end, local, and branding. We give you that, right? Consistent color schemes. We give you that. Luxury-focused website and social media presence.
Jeremy, they don't have the link. Sorry to interrupt.
Oh, let me try it again.
Again.
Yeah, sure. Let me try it again. Paste.
So that they have it.
See if that works, guys. Make sure.
Perfect.
Test it out. Make sure that works. I did. I was probably talking to somebody individually, and I gave it. I'm sorry, my bad. And then also on this doc, guys, when you go through this thing, this is my favorite part of it, is the open-ended questions, because I'm one of those guys when I go speak on large stages, I'm never going to say if you do this you will be successful, because I believe every agent grows their business differently in small ways. Now, are there pillars? Sure, that every agent needs, but define this for yourself. Like, for example, on this part, I got an exercise for you that says create 3 content ideas that position yourself as a luxury agent. Put it in there, right? A web show, or put in there like, if I put out there, what are the top problems for luxury agents? That's a great social media post, right? It positions you as an expert. So think through that. Networking action plan. We all need an action plan, because guess what? We walk away from sessions like this, or walk away from networking sessions or conferences, and we think, wow, that was awesome. And then we get back and life hits us. Let's just be honest, right? Life hits us pretty hard sometimes. And so
so we want to see some of these action plans in the chat. So if you have one that you think today, what is your takeaway? What
drop in.
Will you do today or next week to really promote and even build your personal brand? I love what you said, Jeremy. It's not just one thing you do. There's a lot of things that go into building a personal brand, so I think this has been awesome. And I've loved hearing all of your comments. All right. Continue.
All right, last couple of things. We got, let's see, what do we got? Cynthia did raise her hand. So Cynthia, feel free to share. If you have unmute there and yell at us. I don't know about Carrie, but I've been married 20 years and I get yelled at a lot. So feel free to yell away. Yell away.
Yeah, I got it, Jeremy, that the luxury is down, that I cannot access it.
Okay, let me play with that in about 5 minutes and I'll get the team on it, okay?
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, thank you so much for letting us know, because another powerful option, the mastermind. You guys let us know what's working, what's not working.
Yes.
We fix it, right? Okay, what's going on here? Just scored look at this. Just scored my second $5+ million listing. Thank you, eXp. That is a celebration to jump up and down for. Congratulations.
Yes.
Who is that? Frederico. Amazing,
Awesome.
man. Amazing.
How is that?
Oh, was somebody chatting? If somebody's chatting, I don't know if that was a side conversation or not, but if it wasn't, unmute again and yell at us. Identify sponsors that can help develop my brand. Love that, Jesse. YouTube videos. Guys, I'm telling you, I'm just going to say this one time as loud as I possibly can. YouTube 2025, 2026. YouTube is massive. Okay. I'm telling you, it right now is the second largest search engine, where AI is going to be taking a lot of stuff away from Google, like the Google actual search engine. They're going to double down on YouTube. So YouTube Shorts, if you're not there, you need to be there, because I'm telling you right now, that viewership on those YouTube shorts are unfreaking believable. And so it's coming. If I didn't say it again, I'll say it 12 other times. YouTube. All right. What else you got? Hey, Fred, what's up, buddy?
Hey, but just to add to that, so in my use with ChatGPT recently, like today and yesterday, I'm asking for things, and now Chat's embedding a whole YouTube video right in its answers. So to support what you're saying.
Fred, I love that because it's happened to me for the past 2 weeks now. And every time it pops up, I'm like, are you freaking kidding me?
Yeah.
Why didn't my video pop up? That's where I'm at now. So I'm like, how do I get my video to pop up with AI? And so we're working on that. But I think that it's huge, right?
Massive,
if AI is jumping aboard and YouTube is their go-to source, God, we got to be there, right?
Yeah.
All right. So we got 3 minutes left, guys. Thank you guys for my 10,000 free views on my last listing. That's stuff to celebrate.
Woo!
This is awesome, guys. Google Business Profile. Yes.
Absolutely.
100% yes. You should be posting on your Google Business Profile, right? You should be adding when you have new listings, put them on there. By the way, do you guys know you can have your own marketplace on your Google Business Profile and add all your sold listings? It makes you look like a rock star, and it's some of the newer stuff you can do. Last but not least, Monica.
Hi, sorry, is that my music?
No, you're good. You're good. Go ahead.
Hi, Jeremy, how are you?
Good.
Talking about business Google page, I need help with mine.
Okay.
So I email you.
Okay, do me a favor and submit a support ticket in the back end, and then they'll be able to get to me. Okay.
All right. Thank you so much.
That way we can track it all, so we can accountable and all that good stuff. All right, guys, we are going to wrap this thing up. Carrie, this was a great session. I love the session.
Okay, we need your feedback though. Who actually liked this format? Is this more of a format?
The hearts, by the way, thank you.
Do you like an open mastermind where we bring in a topic? We would love to know more topics that you want to hear about. Of course, this one we do love. It's powerful because it goes so much into, how you can use our luxury products, but also how you constantly are improving your personal brand. So, I love to hear all this. So, but again, we want your feedback. This has been phenomenal. We appreciate all of you as we build our luxury community around the world, and especially, and we're going to have more and more, not just United States, coming to these meetings. So I think they're powerful.
I love it.
Reach out to somebody, form your network within our community, and let's keep growing. So great.
Okay,
job.
Lisa, I've got some comments here. So Lisa, we're going to get your slides out to you. I'll figure out a way to do that. And then also, I'll tell you what I'm going to do is I'm working on adding an AI tool into these conversations. So it takes notes for you. And then that way we can share those notes out. Okay. That's the couple things I'm going to put on my agenda to figure out how we can do to make sure everything gets accomplished the way we want. All right, guys, you guys are amazing. Thank you guys so much for being part of this family. You guys are awesome. Have a great rest of your day.
Thank you.
Thank you.